Okay, so you've decided you're going to grow your business, and you've decided you want to double your business, grow by 20%, triple your business, whatever direction you're going to go in. When it comes to real estate, one of the huge levers as an agent that's going to help you grow is marketing. Before we get into the granular details of marketing, what you have to decide is, do you currently have a brand? And I would bet most people watching this and most people in real estate don't, right? So what you have to define first is, what is your brand going to be? Because from a marketing standpoint, brand is everything. And if you want to grow as an agent, you have to establish a brand. And we're going to go through specific things that are going to help you build your brand, but you have to think about what it is that you want your brand to be, right? Is it location based? You know what I mean? Do you want to be the agent of certain neighborhoods? Do you want to be the agent of a certain county, of a certain city, right? Do you want to have a really cool jingle with your name? What is it specifically that you want to focus on that is going to help you from growth in your business and help resonate with the consumer that is your brand? This so often gets overlooked. People don't pay attention to this, and we're going to talk about later, but customer service as how you perform in the transaction has to be a big part of your brand, right? But first and foremost, you really have to think about what it is. How do you want the consumer to relate to you? How do you want people to think about you in your market? That's what your brand is. For me personally, I never did anything when I first started out. Now, if you look at what we do now, we do a ton of marketing and branding and things like that. But as an agent, I just use my name because Brandon Brittingham is a name that's pretty easy to remember, number one. And also where I live, Brittingham is a huge name. There's a lot of Brittinghams where I live. So in my local community, it was a name that resonated with people. Now, as I've grown my business, one of the things to show you progression, so when we named our team the Maryland and Delaware Group of Law and Foster, because I wanted the consumer to resonate with, we were the representative of the entire state, right? So our next big push, which is going to be going regional and national, we're probably going to look at some different branding because, I can't sell a house to somebody in Virginia being the Maryland group, right? But so you kind of understand the different avenues from a marketing standpoint. But think about, do you want to have a logo, which I would suggest, because it's, again, something that people are going to remember, right? What do your pictures out there look like? And not to make fun of anybody, but we've all seen the really bad real estate agent photos that are on cards and on websites, right? Is that how you want to be represented to the consumer? So you have to think about it on all platforms and everything you do, and you have to be consistent. Define what your brand is going to be, right? How do you want to resonate with the consumer? How do you want to show up? What do you want your collateral to look like? What do you want your website to look like? What do you want your photos to look like? What do you want your cards that you hand people? What is that going to look like? You have to define and think about what it is that your brand is. And currently, if you don't have a brand and you want to grow your business, it is extremely important that you take some time and you really think about this and you really take some time to dial this in, because as we continue to grow, or as you continue to grow your business, your brand is going to be a big part of how people remember you, how business comes in the door, how business gets referred to you. And unless you have a name that is easy to remember or will resonate with people because of where you live or where you're located, I would suggest go full-fledged on the branding. Something cool that you can resonate with your name, maybe locale-based, whatever it is. It may be, something cool you can do with a logo. But it's extremely important that when you go this journey to go to the next level, that you have clearly defined what your brand is. And think about really good brands too. Like Apple is cool. You know what I mean? They have this great ecosystem. Ferrari, expensive, luxury, fast, right? Think about what do you want your brand to be synonymous with the customer service, and then visually, how does that come across? And we're going to give you a bunch of different mediums of how you can get there to deliver that to the consumer. But I'm not going to create your brand for you. That's something that you have to do. So before we get started on any marketing or anything specific, if you don't already have one, take the time to really start to think about and create your brand. The other side of that is, if you do have a brand, I want you to go back and look at everything, because with brand, consistency is important. Do all your websites look the same? Do your cards look the same as your website? Do all your pictures out there look the same? Audit your social media. Is your brand consistent around all of social media? Do what you put on your personal social media resonate with your professional brand? Do you even have a Facebook professional page, which hopefully you do at this point? But go back, audit all of everything that you have, and look to see that that is the brand that you want to be represented to the consumer, and that everything is consistent.